Hi, my name is Brittney Witt with the Art of Education, and I'm a middle school and a kindergarten art teacher. And welcome back to the First Year Art Teacher Guide. In this first episode, we are going to be talking about 6 different ways to help you connect with your students during your first year of teaching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe to AOEU right here on YouTube for more content like this coming soon. It's shown that 48 to 66% of students who have some sort of connection to either their school or their teachers face less challenges when it comes to things like mental health and violence as they grow up through their life. Being a first-year teacher, wanting to connect with students is something that you want so bad, but it can be very scary and very nerve-wracking. And no matter the case, we are all going through different things right now. Some people might be hybrid learning still. Some people might be distance learning. Some people might be in person. And even if you're in person, we all go through different challenges. I might see my kids every single day, but you might see your kids once every 5 days. There's a lot of challenges when it comes to connecting with our students. COVID related or not, it's still super important that we make sure that we are there for our students, they know that we're there for them, and we make those connections. And here are 6 tips to help you with that. The first tip I have for you when it comes to connecting with your students is to just be real and be honest with them. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with a lot of my classes still. I'm only a second-year teacher. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time, and I'm still trying just like you're going to be trying. And if I have a class and it's just extremely hard, we all struggled, and it drained me. When I have my next class come in, I'm 100% honest with them, and I tell them this last class was super hard on me. I don't want that to affect our class. Can we just take a breather real quick? Can we, get up, have a little dance party, something fun like that, just so they know that I did have a bad class. I don't want it to affect them. We're gonna work through it together. And you have no idea how much they appreciate it. We want students to be honest with us, and one of the biggest and best steps you can first take when trying to make those connections is be honest with them. They know that we aren't superheroes, or maybe they think that we are superheroes, and letting them know that we are human too, just like they are, can change so much when it comes to making a connection with a student. Although you want to be real and honest with them though, I do recommend making sure that it's appropriate and you don't cross that line. It's okay to talk about school-related things, sports, family things, stuff like that, but when it starts to go more towards the drama end, don't let it get that far. That kind of relationship can be very iffy and maybe just a little too honest for what you're looking for as a teacher. We want to be there for our students and connect with them, but there is a line that we want to make sure that we don't cross. The second tip I have for you is to make sure that you just don't hold grudges against your kids. Don't let it go into the next day. Have every day be a fresh start for you and for your students. They go through so much during school, at home, before school. We don't know what their lives are like, and that's really hard for us to process, but it's even harder for them to process. You can have a student come in and they're just gonna sit there, be on their phone the entire time. They're gonna be in a bad mood. They might not even talk to you. I always first sit down next to them. I try to talk to them about the situation, see what's going on, if I can help in any way, if I can help with their project to help get their mind off of it. If that doesn't seem to work, I give them their space because I know if I push them too far, it's just not going to be a good situation for anyone. And then we reconnect the next day, and most of the time, kids are better. They sometimes just need a little break from everything going on in their life, and you can be that person for them to connect with them or to help them get the break. But you want to be cautious too. If they're overreacting or if they're taking their anger out within your classroom and something does happen, you still want to make sure you record it in some way, whether if it's online, if you write it down some way, so that way, if it turns into a snowball effect later on down the road, you do have documentation of it, and so you are able to provide that just in case if that is needed. But to be honest, just don't hold a grudge against your students. You go through a lot, they go through a lot, and we all deserve a fresh start when we go through that door. The third tip I have for you for connecting with your students is just going to be having empathy and understanding for them. Like I just talked about in the last tip, students go through so much, and we have no idea how the past 2 years, even with the pandemic, has affected them, what their home life is like, how their brain works when it comes to other classes. We just don't know. So being able to have that empathy, the understanding, being able to connect with them more, to have those conversations with them so we know what's going on, we can understand why they might be acting some way in a certain day, and to just know that we're all human is going to be a huge step into connecting with your students this year. The fourth tip I have for you is to make some sort of interest inventory for your students on the first day or sometime during the first week when you have them. Have things like, what goal do you have for art class? What is your favorite medium to work with when you're in art class? What challenges do you face? What's your favorite class? So asking them questions about your classroom, about things outside of school, maybe what their favorite thing to do inside of school is, just so you can start to break down that barrier just a little bit so that you're able to get to know them a little bit more. AOEU actually has a resource free for you guys, and it'll be linked down below, so be sure to check that out and start to explore. Maybe you want it to be on paper and they're writing it out in a station type version. Maybe you want it digital and they're making videos all about themselves. Completely up to you, but interest inventory is a great way for them to get to know, for you to get to know them. But then at the same time, it is so great for them to get to know you. I love getting to know my students with an interest inventory, but then I also have them guess certain things about me, like how tall am I? How old am I? How many walks did I take this summer? Do they know any fun facts about me? Just really random things so that they're able to get a chance to get to know me a little bit more and to break down those barriers so they start to feel comfortable within your classroom. 129. The fifth tip I have for you is to just talk to your students. One of my favorite things to do is when it's just a complete workday and I don't need to teach them anything. Maybe it's just a simple review in the beginning of the class, but majority of the time is just a workday. I go and I sit next to every single student in the classroom. I first ask how their project is going and if they need me in any sort of way, but then just talk to them. I love having conversations with their students about their art, about how things are going in school, about family life, about holidays that are coming up. All these little things that you can talk to them about and have interactions with them, and to just make that time to go and talk to your students is going to be a big game changer to connecting with them. The sixth and the final tip might honestly be my favorite. Just have fun with your students. Like we keep talking about, we all go through so much as students and as teachers during the day. We don't know, but one thing you can control is how you guys have fun in the classroom. I love playing music for my students. It just gets them going. It makes them have fun. It makes the environment more welcoming and feel safe to them. And being able to put on a song and just sing with my students, to dance around the classroom with them, to take those little breaks or to make jokes with them is some of the most cherished memories that I have. I remember even just the other day, my 6th grade group, they wanted to choose the music. So I said, okay, if it's clean and it's appropriate, go for it. And they just put on the weirdest songs from Adele to Baba Black Sheep. And it was just so fun seeing them dance, have fun, but then I was able to do it with them. And they just think it's super funny, super quirky, and it makes them enjoy coming to my class. It makes them feel comfortable with me, and it just helps grow those connections a little bit more. And that wraps up our 6 tips on connecting with your students during your first year of teaching. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite tip was, or please let us know what your favorite tip is that you can share with us. And be sure to check out the description box. We are compiling a giant first year teacher document with tons of resources available to you, so be sure to check that out. Head over to the AOEU website for that. And of course, make sure you are subscribed to the AOEU channel here on YouTube so you can keep a lookout for our next video on adjusting to the school.